How's it going, everyone? And welcome back to the corner. I am the DM as always, and today I want to talk more about PoE 2 because I am so incredibly fucking hyped for this game. Now previously I was talking to some other people, and I was saying that I wasn't necessarily hyped for Path of Exile 2. I was excited, but I was not hyped for it, right? Like cautious, right, is sort of the word that I would use, right? Because I love GGG, don't get me wrong, and I know they do really amazing work. However, I like to temper my expectations with cautiousness in order to ensure that I uh, am as, how do I word this correctly? To ensure that I am disappointed as little as possible, right? But today, Jazarus released a video saying Path of Exile 2 completely destroyed Diablo 4. Now, I have a video coming out today that it has a very similar title to this, which is kind of funny. Uh, and I looked at the there was like a 4.5 minute and like a 3 minute little video that Path of Exile put out on their YouTube channel that I looked over in that video. And just going off of the cinematic and the little bit of gameplay in those videos, I came to the conclusion that Diablo 4 cannot compete with Path of Exile 2. And I'm not someone who has played Diablo 4, right? I'm an outsider looking in. However, I've watched about half of this video, and Jazarus, who does play Diablo 4, has come to the exact same conclusion. The exact same conclusion. That just tells me that my gamer senses they're on top, right? So let's. I have my own sort of things that I want to talk about. And I want to sort of preface them with the commentary of someone who has played Diablo 4. So that way you guys understand both where I'm coming from and why I'm coming from those angles.
Hey guys, yesterday PoE2 completely cooked Diablo 4. We had the unprecedented event that both of the games had their big reveals the same day.
Now, I didn't know that. Okay, I did not know that Diablo 4 had a big reveal, their season theme. I didn't know that they had done that. So we'll pull that up in a moment.
Diablo 4 revealed the theme and everything that is coming for Season 7, and PoE2 revealed basically the game, everything that is coming for the early access of PoE2 and things that are going to stay there, of course. And this was not even a fight, dude. This was like an elephant stepping, squashing a bug, dude, an ant. This was insane. There was no point of comparison, brother. And that is the point. Of course, we have been saying this for a long time. Like everything that GGG can put out and how Blizzard can put out so little, my dude. And this was another demonstration, my dude.
So I wanna pause here real quick. I know we're only a minute into the video, but there's something I want to pull up real quick. So this is a blog post that they put out in 2018. Okay, this is from what I'm able to find the most recent thing that sort of talks about how many people work at Grinding Gear Games. Okay. So when they first started out, they had fewer than 25 people. And in 2018, they had upwards of 120 and counting. Okay. Now, this was, of course, 6 years ago. So this has probably grown, I would say, based on how fast they were growing from 2013 to 2018, they are probably in the neighborhood of about 400 to 500 people, maybe as high as 600, but that's kind of pushing it, right? Diablo 4 alone in the credits has 9,166 names. Okay, now this goes the credits that you see range from like 3D artists, animators, to voice actors, management, like everyone who put in any amount of work towards Diablo 4 or towards a game, their name is in the credits, right? Translation teams, etc., 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 right? So, Diablo 4 has so many people that it's the population of a small town. Meanwhile, the entirety of Grinding Gear games, even if we're being exceedingly generous, probably doesn't have any more than maybe 1,000 people in their entire company. And keep in mind, okay, that to make Path of Exile 2, they had to pull people away from Path of Exile 1. Right? They had to cut the team from Path of Exile 1 down. And even then, despite the fact that they cut the people, that they pulled people away from Path of Exile 1, they're still doing updates for Path of Exile 1. Big updates, like massive, okay? Their Settlers of Kalgur, that was an update that, like, in my opinion, dwarfs the size of the Diablo 4 expansion, Vessels of Hatred. Okay, with the amount of content that it gives, right? And that's just a fucking update. That's not even like an expansion or anything. Okay, so like when like Jazz or someone is saying that like the things and the stuff that Blizzard is putting out with Diablo 4 is just incomparable and insignificant when compared to GGG, just understand that this should not be the case. It should be the other way around entirely. Anything that Diablo 4 puts out should dwarf everything that GGG can put out. Because their team size is over 10 times, is all like, maybe not 10 times, but it's like 8 or almost 9 times the size of the entirety of Grinding Gear games. Like, it's actually insane.
Like GGG is releasing for an early access modern game that Diablo 4 has after 1.5 years of being released. How is this even possible, my dude?
Also, I just want to point out, because I'm sure there might not be, not everyone is keeping up for Path of Exile or anything. Path of Exile 2, when it was originally, when they originally started work on it, quote unquote, it was not actually meant to be a new game. How it started out was they wanted to update the rigs for the models, so that way they could add more things to the models, do a lot more elaborate things and whatnot. Because again, you have to remember, Path of Exile came out in 2013 with a very small team, so their models and their rigs were more or less fairly simple, right? But they wanted to update it, and as they said in their Q&A with Ziggy D, feature creep set in, and it turned from just updating the models into a whole new game.
Dude,
which, by the way, is going to be free when it actually releases.
they are releasing the early access with 6 classes, all the classes that Diablo 4 has, by the way.
And they intend on more. If I remember correctly, they said they wanted a total of 8 classes. So they're going to add 2 more classes. After, I'm pretty sure, like, after the beta. Like, the beta is just to kind of test what's there now. They're saving those 2, I believe, for after the beta.
And 12 ascendancies. So these are like elevated classes, something that Diablo 4 doesn't even have.
The ascendancies, by the way, are, from what I understand, basically whole new classes as well. Like, they add a whole bunch of shit to your characters. And they have a in-game video that's like an hour long that I will be doing a reaction to. Don't worry.
The skill tree is insanely better. The skill system is insanely better. What is the Diablo 2 team, the Diablo 4 team doing, brother? I don't understand. I don't understand what is happening in here, my dude. And this is not a... You can't blame here resources, because I have to think that Blizzard has more resources than GGG.
I mean, I guarantee you they do. In fact, hang on. Let me see if I can find a more up-to-date number for GGG. So, according to GGG's LinkedIn page, they have 51 to 200 employees. So, that let me do some math real quick. So, Diablo 4 has about 4,400 and like 80% more employees than Grinding Gear Games does. And that's just Diablo 4. So, yeah. I can't find a more up to date number other than their LinkedIn, which just says about 51 to 200. So it's like, and again, even if we're being generous and saying they have like 1,000 employees, that's still like a 8 times increase in the number of resources and employees that they have available. And that's not even considering the amount of money that they have to just throw at Diablo 4 to just get more shit out there that they're just not doing.
This is not a team size because it has been revealed that Diablo 4 is the biggest team in Blizzard, even bigger than the WoW team, and WoW is a massive game. So I don't know what to think. This has to be, in my opinion, it has to be one of two things. A problem with philosophy, what they think makes a good game, or a problem of that is combining here a problem of incompetence, of they think this is good but that isn't good, or they can't deliver what is in there. By the way, before someone says anything, I like the guys when they do the campfire charts. I think like they are cool people and they show that they like or love the game, but I don't know, the game is not showing what we want the game to show, right? So the other problem, maybe this is some management problem, some red tape problem, like they want to do stuff but the management don't let them do stuff and they have to contort to try to please the management and the players at the same time. I don't know, but it is insane what is happening with Diablo 4, brother, because I want to be honest, the campfire chat in terms of Diablo 4 itself was not bad. When you compare the progression of Diablo 4 itself, it was a pretty good campfire chat. The season 7 is going to probably be, if the new witchcraft powers are not stupid, season 7 is going to probably be the best Diablo 4 season so far. The problem is when you step outside of the Diablo 4 ecosystem and you see stuff like what PoE2 is doing, you say, brother, you are completely left behind here. PoE2 is the future and you are the past. You understand what I am trying to say?
Basically, what it is like when if you look at Diablo 4 in a vacuum, just by itself, it's looking good. Like Diablo 4's future is looking good. However, that would be extremely narcissistic. No, not narcissistic. Cynical, I think would be a better term for it. You have to look at, or no, not cynical. I don't know what the fuck the word that I'm looking for is, but basically you can't look at it in a vacuum. You have to look at it in terms of the entire ARPG market, right? Path of Exile, on its own, many people say Path of Exile is the greatest ARPG to have ever been made. And I'm going to be honest, they're fucking right. They are right. If Diablo 3 had followed Diablo 2's formula and stuck to it and just expanded upon it and made it even better, Diablo 3 would have taken that crown. But they didn't. They didn't do that. They completely switched up the formula and neutered a lot of classes and builds from Diablo 2 to go into Diablo 3. And then Diablo 4 followed Diablo 3's example, which just kind of neutered its potential, right? So when you look at it in the ARPG market as a whole, right, you start to realize the differences that they have. When Path of Exile first came out, it came out right around the same time as Diablo 3. right? When Diablo 3 first launched, it had an enormous plethora of server issues, balancing issues, communication issues, right? When Path of Exile released, there were almost no server issues to speak of. The balancing, whenever something that was completely busted and overpowered was revealed, it got sorted relatively quickly. The communication was fucking on point every single time. There was no delay in communication with the staff of Path of Exile, right? And the in-game economy was brilliant. It was amazing, right? So when you look at just Diablo 3 versus Path of Exile, everyone who had played Path of Exile after playing Diablo 3 said Path of Exile is what Diablo 3 should have been, right? And now that Diablo 4 has come out, right? When Diablo 4 was shown off for the very first time, a lot of people were very hyped, very anticipatory for it because they were like, "Oh, we're not gonna fall into the same pit traps." Blah 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 blah. And then people got their hands on it, and I was personally saying Path of Exile is what Diablo 4 should have been. And now that I can see Path of Exile 2 and see what they're doing and everything, I look at it and I'm like, Path of Exile 2 is what Diablo 4 should have been. Like, without any irony.
Inside Diablo 4, the changes are good. What they are bringing is good. But in the gaming industry as a whole, they are being left behind, dude.
They are.
And I don't understand where is the competitive spirit. Why can't you see what PO2 is doing and say, brother, we have to fight these guys. We have to do it better. No, because we are already Diablo. People already like our stuff. We don't have to do anything else. We just release seasons. People are going to buy it. People are going to play it. It doesn't matter.
Now, this is where I stop, because this was a really, really funny point that he brought up that, like, where is their competitive spirit? I want to pull up a clip from the Ziggy D Q&A. So I found the clip. It's actually really early on in the Ziggy D Q&A. And Ziggy D talks about if they feel like they're competing with themselves because of Path of Exile 1. So I'm going to play that whole clip just so y'all can see what we're talking about here.
For what is available to endgame in a game like this, and it makes it's not acceptable really to launch with just nothing in terms of endgame now.
Absolutely. I mean, I mean, like, if you're not competing with yourself, then I don't think you're going to make good progress, right? So that's what you really have to do.
Yeah, but cracking that out for beta even.
Is, absolutely.
Pretty exciting.
Well, as I said, I just think it would not have landed nearly as well without that. And I think it's important that our existing Path of Exile 1 community feels like they're also served. Like,
so the hilarious part about what Jazra said is that the Path of Exile team is not competing with Blizzard because they do not feel like Blizzard would push them. Like, they do not feel like competing with Blizzard would push them. They feel like in order to push themselves, they have to compete with themselves. Like, brother, man!
And it pisses me off because it can be so much better. And yes, I would play a fuck ton of PoE2 and everything will be fine, but wouldn't it be better if we have PoE2 and Diablo 4 be good? And then they go season and season, like you play one season of PoE2 and then you play a season of D4 and then you play a PoE and we eat good. And ARPG players are eating good. But if D4 is lame, it's not the same. What I want is both games to be good. What I want is the Diablo team to step up, to take the game to the next level, brother.
Imagine a world where the 8,000 or whatever people that are working on Diablo 4 actually worked on it, right? Imagine the level of quality, the level of content that we would get as ARPG fans. Imagine if this is what GGG can put out with just a handful of developers. Imagine what Diablo 4 would be capable of. Like, brother, each season would be like the level of a fucking expansion. Like, each season would feel like it's just a straight up expansion to Diablo 4, to the Diablo universe.
That is what I want. And you have people on massive copium, brother, saying, oh, you are paying $30 or more, because $30 is the entry point. You are paying $30 or more for an early access game. So you are paying to be a beta tester, brother. Don't be on copium. Don't suck so hard Blizzard's balls that you completely blind yourself from reality. This early access has more content that D4 had at launch, and D4 was priced at $60, double $30. It has more content than the Vessel of Hatred expansion that costs $40. So don't blind yourself to the reality, my dude.
And here's the thing, like, here's another thing about all of this, right? This fucking copium that people are just fucking snorting, right? Yes, you are paying to access the beta for Path of Exile 2. Here's the thing! One, if you buy one of the higher supporter packs, you're getting a whole bunch of in-game cosmetics, and you're getting real-life shit. And if you don't want the real-life shit, they will give you more of their currency to spend in their store. Which, by the way, all of their supporter packs, including the $30 supporter pack, comes with their currency to spend in their store. So it's not like you're only getting the early game fucking access, okay? That's not true at all. You're getting access to their beta, and you're being able to buy some of their microtransactions, and all of your microtransactions from Path of Exile are being carried over into Path of Exile 2, so you don't have to rebuy them. You know who doesn't do that? Blizzard. Okay? On top of all of this, when Path of Exile 2 releases, it is going to be released for free! It is going to cost you nothing to play the game once it is actually launched. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Not a damn dime. Okay? And on top of all, I was going to save the supporter packs for another video, but I want to pull them up right now. Okay. So this is where you can find all of their packs to get access, right? This is the smallest one. At $30, you will get the digital soundtrack download for Path of Exile 2, and you'll get the key, right? For $30. For $60, you get that, plus all of these fucking cosmetics. And you get $60 of their currency. If you spend $100, you get all of this. You get early access. You get $100 of their currency, and you get these cosmetics. If you spend $160, you get all of that, plus $1,600 of their currency, plus all of these cosmetics. If you spend $240, you get all of those. $2,400 or $240 of their currency and all of these cosmetics. And if you go for their highest tier, right, $480, you get $480 of their currency, all of those previous cosmetics, and you get this banger fucking cosmetic. Look at this shit. Okay, look at this. Look at this fucking cosmetic. This shit looks dope. Look how fucking dope this shit looks. You cannot compare the two. You can't. Does Diablo 4 give you cosmetics like any of these? Like any of these at all whatsoever? No, it doesn't. It just doesn't. Like, you cannot compare these two. So yes, even I will even go and defend the $480 pack. I will defend this shit. Why? Because you get everything from before. You get premium currency to get more shit, more cosmetics, more fucking stash tabs, whatever the fuck you want from their store, and you get this banger looking fucking cosmetic. So yeah, honestly, if I had the money, I would buy the $500 pack. Because GGG is just that fucking banger of a fucking studio. They give a fuck about their damn community, unlike the fucking Blizzard.
Plus, you don't.
So, keep sniffing your fucking copium, because that's all you fucking have. You should be demanding Blizzard do better because of Path of Exile. That's what people should be. You should stop snorting your fucking copium. Look at what Path of Exile is doing. Look at what Diablo 4 is doing. And demanding Blizzard do better because they can. This proves that Diablo 4 can be way fucking better. This proves it.
Don't have to access to go early access because the game is going to be free to play. D4 will never be free to play, my dude. So what the fuck are you talking about? This is why Blizzard gets away with everything, because they know they have this base of chills that will suck their balls no matter what. And you know what I say, I am no Blizzard hater, brother. I play several Blizzard games. I love Blizzard games. Even the game that I play the most, which is Dota 2, was born because of the Blizzard love with Warcraft 3 and the mod community.
Yeah, if you didn't know, Dota, the entire reason it exists is because of Warcraft. People took the Warcraft engine and created Dota, the original Dota, in the Warcraft engine, and it got so fucking popular that they made it its own game.
What I criticize and I push and I try for it to be better. What I want is, as I said earlier, for D4 to also be good. What I want is for both games to be good and to play both. That is what I want. But then I see stuff like yesterday and D4 is completely left behind and it pisses me off. We can go into details, but why? All you have to see is PoE2 has more and better classes, has a better skill tree, better skill system.
Better progression.
The campaign is going to be part of the game. Some people might say that part is bad, but some people might say that part is good. It has a better end game. You can design your own end game. You can participate in the parts of end game that you want to participate. It has a better itemization. It has a better crafting method. So, and see that all the things that I am mentioning are the same things, because in Diablo you have the Diablo IP. I don't know the lore in PoE2, but I really doubt that it is better than the lore in Diablo. That, by the way,
yes.
It is not merit of Diablo 4 because...
As someone who knows the lore for both Diablo and Path of Exile's lore blows Diablo out of the fucking park. And I'm a fucking lore nut, okay? I love learning about lore. I love it when a game incorporates lore into their mechanics, into the game, into the story. I love that shit. That shit is like fucking sex. That shit, it gives me such a fucking dopamine rush when I see this shit, and I can fucking, I can take what is in the lore, and then I look at what's in the game, into what the skills look like, into what the skills do, and I can fucking match them up and be like, this happens because of this in the lore. That shit is fucking fire to me. So Path of Exile lore fucking smokes Diablo lore. And mind you, Diablo has had decades to build up their lore.
This has been built up in 20 years of a story. So Diablo 4 has great graphics. Well, PoE2 also has great graphics. Diablo 4 has the gruesomeness and the atmospheric. They have all of that nailed down. but the systems, the design is lacking in Diablo 4, and PoE 2 completely destroyed them. The amount of content too, we have to remember that. This is fixable, boys, in Diablo 4. One of my biggest gripes in Diablo 4 is that you don't create your builds. Blizzard creates the builds and you choose the build. In PoE 2, you create your build. 90% of builds will suck dick, but you can do it. And you can probably clear like 99% of their content with your shitty build, but for the pinnacle, well, you have to refine your build, right?
Yeah, so in the Q&A, they talked about builds. And what they said in that Q&A was basically that they want to make it so that anyone with almost any build can clear pretty much any content. And of course, the better your build, the easier the content will be to clear. But they're trying to make it so that every single build, or almost every single build, can clear all of the content. They want it to be very skill focused, like personal player skill. So if you have a high enough skill level, you can clear even the hardest fucking content because you're just that fucking good. Because you got that dog in you. And that's what ARPG should be.
So, I don't know, brother. This is insane to me that the PoE 2 can do so much more than the Blizzard team, having less resources and a smaller team, and I don't know where this is coming from. What I want, again, is for Diablo 4 to be better. I hope someone at Blizzard watches not only my video, but the videos that all creators are releasing, saying basically the same thing that I am saying here. PO2 is kicking your ass, man. Where is your competitive spirit? Do better. We want for you to succeed. We don't want you for you to lose.
It's really bad when your competitors in the exact same genre are saying that rather than competing with you, they're competing with themselves, and they have a team that is so much smaller than yours that it puts you to fucking shame.
We want you for
That's
you to
really
succeed.
bad.
We want for both games to succeed.
I would love for both to succeed.
And we are telling you what the pain problems are. Now you have
competition breeds innovation. If you compete with Path of Exile 2, Blizzard, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you take your fucking 9,000 people on Diablo 4 and compete with Path of Exile 2, you will fucking smoke them. You will smoke them. You will roll them up, light them on fire, and fucking smoke their ass. You will. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Your team is over 8,000% bigger. You will smoke GGG. All you have to do is do it. Be fucking competitive.
But to have the insight to know how to fix them, or to figure out how to fix them. Diablo 4 is stuck in the past. It has shitty systems. It has no real customization, and it has no end game.
Here's the thing, it's not stuck in the past, because if it was stuck in the past, it would be good, because we'd be copying D1, D2's formula and making it significantly better. But they're not. They're stuck in the Diablo 3 era, where they thought they were hot shit, and they were no longer hot shit.
Go, fix it, brother. I am telling you what are the pain problems in Diablo 4. Go and fix it. That is all you have to do, my dude. And then people will happily keep paying for your bullshit. For your overpriced bullshit. By the way, let me know in the comments below what you think about all of these, guys. Am I right? Am I wrong? I know that I am right with that PoE2 is kicking D4 asses, but maybe I am wrong about other stuff. Let me know in the comments below.
No, you're absolutely right about all this
even
shit.
When they don't agree with me, dude. Guys, remember to like the video, to subscribe to the channel, all that cool stuff. Help me out, my dude. Guys, thanks for being here. You are fucking awesome. God bless ya. And remember, don't be afraid ever, because this is just a ride.
I love his outro. It's so good. So yeah, it's like, oh my god. if Blizzard were to actually try, they would absolutely categorically smoke Path of Exile 2. Guaranteed. But they're not trying. Why are they not trying? I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. And the reason why is because, like, if they tried, I'll be honest. If they had tried and they were smoking Path of Exile 2, I would actually consider going and playing Diablo 4. I would. And mind you, I'm someone who has sworn off of Blizzard's games. I'm someone who swore off it because of their fucking shit with Blitzchung. Because of their shit with fucking politics and them saying that they want to keep politics out, but then going in and having politics in all of their fucking BlizzCons, right? Like all the hypocrisy, the sexual abuse allegations, all this shit. Because of all that, I swore off of Blizzard games. But if they were actually trying, I would legitimately consider going and playing Diablo 4. I would even go so far as to consider buying Diablo 4 and not having it gifted to me. But as it stands, I have absolutely no desire to play any Blizzard games, both because of what I mentioned before and because they're just not fucking trying. They're not! Like, oh my god. So yeah, like, Blizzard, you have 9,000 people working on Diablo 4. Do better! Get that dog in you! Be competitive! Stop being willing to settle for fucking last place! Y'all motherfuckers used to run this shit! You used to run the games industry! People looked at you and said, damn! I gotta be better! Because I gotta compete with that! Now people are saying, damn! I gotta compete with myself because that shit's whack! Like, damn, Blizzard! Y'all used to be the kings! Now y'all are the fucking beggars on the ground begging for attention. Because everyone else has fucking surpassed your ass. Like, goddamn, man. Goddamn. Just like Jazra said, I want to see Blizzard do better. I want to see both games thrive. But Blizzard doesn't. So yeah, that's all for my video. Thank you all for coming to my corner. I've been DM as always. If you liked the video, hit the like button, hit subscribe. If you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button. Leave a comment down there. Let me know why you just want to keep snorting that fucking copium. I'll see you all next time.